Hi Aries, so this is your mid-month readings for June 2017. I'm going to be pulling out 7 cards and then another 7 cards on top of that. Your monthlies still apply. Those energies will be running through the whole month. So if you're just tuning in, you might want to check those out. These readings, I tend to use different energies and different for them, so they're different than the monthly readings. So just gotta wait for the energy to get interrupted here. Hopefully you guys have been having a good month. Been going out there and having fun. My mom's an Aries, and I actually got together with her recently, and we did Dance Revolution. And let me tell you, it was freaking hilarious because my mom's Portuguese, so she's quite tiny. I'm 5'8", and my mom's, well, she claims to be 5 feet, but she might be a little bit below that. Tiny little woman. But man, can she dance. She got like 87% on it, and I had like 20. There we go. Because I was laughing hysterically the whole time. And my mom was all for it. She wanted to do it again, where I couldn't do it because of the laughter. So we're going to pull out the cards here. For your first card we have is, pardon me, the King of Pentacles. He did fall reverse. So we'll see what that's about. The next card we have is the Hermit. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and we have the High Priestess. So let's see what we can get for you guys. I don't normally do reversals, but I am going to read this as reverse. It's coming through as past energies. And this is somebody who's not operating from their higher selves right now. So they might be facing addictions and stuff like that. Which is causing you, Aries, I don't know who this person is. It could be a boss maybe or something that's overworking you. But you're being asked to go inwards and reflect. We have the Hermit here, right? So you're taking your time to make a decision of some sort, or this gentleman can. It's coming through as in family, though. This could even be you, Aries. You're working too hard, and your energies are so drained that you don't realize that you're kind of like, you're being short-tempered, or this person could be being short-tempered, you know, where they seem to be quite depressed about something is what I'm getting. And for some of you guys that are older, it could be that this person's acting out because with the Hermit here, it's like having to do with like almost like a midlife crisis is what I'm getting. Like they're reflecting back on when they were younger. They're like older and they're realizing that they're old is what I'm getting, you know? I'm also getting that this person has some sort of issue from with the Ten of Pentacles family, like from when they were a child. They could be acting like a child right now, pouting. What you guys need to do is you need to be the Hermit, so you need to be reflecting, right? So you need to, for the last 2 weeks, in the first week, it's saying that, you know, like you're gonna have to really reflect on things. You're quite burdened, it seems here. I do think work, it might be draining you, and you might be getting, you're not realizing it. You might be getting like snappy, or you're with family, because you have the family card here, right? Like, because when we get tired, we get moody, you know what I mean? I can get like that when I'm tired. My family, they know it too, you know, or it can be like poking a bear, you know, or my sister's the same way too. My dad is, you know, we all get like that, where family's quite patient with us, though, you know, where So you might require patience with this man too. It's saying here, I don't know who he is. It could be somebody at work and they're operating from their negative side. Okay, well, what you guys want is you want this, it's saying that's coming in is this, you might be getting together with your family, but it's also saying that for some of you guys, family is a big burden for you guys. Finances could be an issue. Somebody could be at work. You could be being pushed to do more hours than you can. Like Aries, if you need a vacation, you need a vacation. You need to take a rest and recharge, right? Because if this is like a male, right, and you're coming from the reverse side of it, it's because you're being overworked, right? So you need to be recharged and rebooted so we can flip it around and we can act from the positive, right? It might be saying too you're worrying too much about money, and there's like prioritizing is coming through in the reading. You need to prioritize like your family. You need to prioritize family time together, family bonding, sitting at the table and eating together. If you're older, calling up your children, going out to the beach or something, you know, getting everybody together and doing something, like, because it's saying that that's gonna help you out here. You guys, this is coming in as your obstacles, and it seems to be that you're quite burdened still, and I really got a feeling that it has to do with work. For some of you guys, it's your creative idea you might be stuck on, right? Like, but in order to get unstuck, okay, because you guys have you have two twos here. In order to get unstuck, the hermit is, you're gonna have to be in the hermit phase, right? So that's standing back and observing, okay? So that's also like using wisdom, okay? You need to be using your wisdom. You're going to be given a choice. This is like something that you're not going to be having a control over. There's going to be some sort of decision that you're going to have to make. Like, I'm not sure what it's referring to. It might be referring to how you're going to handle this boss or your work, your job. Somebody could be pushing boundaries with you or overworking you. Like, you might need to cut back on some hours here. Like, scheduling is coming through. Like, if you're having issues at work, then you need to prioritize. Like, priorities are coming through. Scheduling's coming through. So that means, like, at work you need to schedule things, right? Like, so there needs to be order. There's a lack of order here because the King of Pentacles, if he's not upright, then that means there's a lack of discipline and order, right? He tends to come off as, like, I see more like you have the Hermit there, so it's more of a Virgo energy. So that means details, scheduling, like even family time together. Like, that seems scheduling and prioritizing is coming through here. Getting those in order and in check. And you're going to have to make a decision over it. And it's going to, with the Two of Swords here, like, this is what you need to do. And if you see, he's walking on a tightrope, right? So it's like you're restricted as is, but you're going to have to move things around and start prioritizing needs and wants, right? Like, your needs and your wants, they're separate things. Your wants don't need to be tended to right away, but your needs do. And your family's coming through as that's a need. That's not a want, right? Like, if you want the family to get better, well, then you need to do something about it, right? So in this reading, prioritizing is the key component that's coming through right now. It's going to take a lot of work, right? This guy's on a tightrope. It's like things can get off balance if you work too much, right? Like, your family members could be, even with work, right? Like, if you work too much, then okay, you're giving too much. Like, are you receiving in the same way? You know what I mean? Like, the possible outcome is the High Priestess, right? So there's some hidden things that you don't know about, but like this is saying, okay, with the possible outcome, that depends on you, yourself, how you handle things, right? It's going to be a balance. It's going to be a struggle. It is saying that, but you're going to need to be the hermit, and you're going to have to make these adjustments in order to see what's behind the veil, like to fix it, right? To fix what's hidden, you're going to have to balance things. It's saying, if you use your schedule and prioritizing properly, you can fix what's no longer working, right? So for the next cards, we got the Nine of Cups. We have the the Three of Pentacles. We have the Magician, the Six of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Swords. I like this guy. I feel like the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords are two separate people. It's not the same person. Injustice, yeah. So that King of Swords is a Libra guy. This King of Pentacles guy, we got the Nine of Cups here and the Emperor. So this guy seems to be stuck. He's really, he's a drinker, first of all, right? Like he's overindulging in some manner, and he's quite, he's a very stern person. Like he's very rigid, we'll say, too, is what I'm getting. And this might be causing you grief, Aries. Those of you dealing with the King of Swords guy, so that would be somebody that's more analytical. With the two of Swords here, he needs you to be more balanced with him. So that means there needs to be more of a give and take with that guy. Like again, that's coming down to like prioritizing, scheduling, family time, date night, stuff like that. He needs more of that, more romance, more effort with him, more connection with him. To get things back on balance is what I'm getting, right? Because whatever you feel is hidden with that guy, it'll be, the justice will be brought as long as you put the work in and the effort in. So even with your kids, that's like making an effort to show up to their events and stuff like that, or playing with them in the backyard, doing something ridiculous. Like even like I'm 32, my mom's 52, you know, like Dance Dance Revolution. It's ridiculous that we would do that. It was random, but it was good and it was fun, you know what I mean? Like you can do that with your whole family. You can get them all involved. The king of Pentacles being reversed is he is operating from his negative side. I do feel like it's he's self-indulging. He's reflecting on times when he was better, like the Emperor, when he felt like he was more in control. You know what I mean? Control with his surroundings, the way people perceive him, even. So whoever this person is and they're having difficulties with them, it's because of like what I was just saying, how they're reflecting on. It seems like, you know, I'm getting a lot of storytelling too. Like this person, like, constantly talks about the past, the younger days, the glory days. So it could be like a midlife crisis with that person. But it could be somebody at work too. For those of you working too much, then work is getting you off balance. That's what it's saying, right? And you need to be the emperor. The emperor is stern and firm. With the King of Swords and the Justice card here, that's talking about being fair, right? Like, so if you're overworking, you're not being fair to yourself. Like, you need to respect yourself here, because we need everything in moderation. It's okay doing overtime, but then you need to make up for that on the weekends by ensuring that you have a full day to yourself. You know what I mean? Scheduling is coming through here, though. You need to start scheduling and planning things. And I mean, you might need to have to write in date night or playtime with your children or creative time with your children. Even with your, if you can't have date night, well, then that's like you and your kids and your husband or whatever cooking dinner all together at the same time, everybody helping, and like that's teamwork is what I'm seeing. The magician, right? You need to create the magic yourself. Like you need to use all your elements. So like if you don't have those free times, well then you need to, what it's saying is you need to be creative about how you do it, right? So you know what, you might not have money to go out and have date night and have dinner with your or you might not have spare time because the kids have got so many soccer and all these things you got to take them to and stuff. So then that means you got to be creative about how you get that bonding time together, which is like I was saying, like getting everybody involved and helping in cooking dinner, putting some music on and making it fun. You got to get creative in the way you're doing things. You know what I mean? Like, so when your kids are in the car, then that's time that you have to bond with them. So you could be talking to them. You could even put songs on and start singing with them. Like you got to get creative in the way that you're doing things. You're prioritizing, right? Like, Aries also as well. Some of you guys might be like this is saying work again. You guys are always working so hard. The Three of Pentacles. You're working really hard on yourself, and like quite proud of you guys. Like that's coming through. That you guys need to applaud yourselves on the back. Like. You do need some rest. You might need to take 3 days off, it's saying here. Again, going back to prioritizing at work, you need to make some adjustments. The Three of Pentacles, it's saying you need to make some adjustments, right? Like your work, people at work, it is saying that they do look up to you and stuff like that. Like, you don't need to worry about work. Like, you guys are on top at work. You got the Six of Wands here. You're on top at work, right? Like, you can't, Aries, you can't be the Energizer Bunny without recharging your batteries. You got to recharge them sometimes. So, what you need to do is you need to be like creative and balanced with your decisions, right? Like you need to be logical about things, right? We can't think only about the material realm, and we can't only think about emotions, right? We do need to be analytical, like. If you want to be some of you guys that are getting separated, there will be justice to that. So whatever was hidden, there will be justice to it. It is what it's saying, right? Like, but it's saying in that first week in mid-month not to overreact, not to get off balance because there's something that you're not aware of yet, right? And if you handle that first week correctly, then by the end of the month you'll have justice to the situation. It will be balanced. It's also talking about balancing your work though, right? Because like work and pleasure, like you need some time for fun too, Aries. The Emperor being in the state of mind, so this King of Pentacles, if you're dealing with him at work or whomever it is, like being firm or whatever, you're gonna have to be patient with him. But Aries, this is also saying that, the Emperor being you, that you might need to be putting your foot down. You're going to have to handle this. Like, you can't avoid, there's some sort of, there's an off balance here, right? And you're not seeing it. So you could be the one doing it, or your partner could be the one doing it. So we need to adjust that. We need to balance it back out to prevent problems. So you might need to be vocal with your partner. Like, but you can't stem it from want and needs. You got to be very analytical about it, right? So it's not your personal want and needs. It's not his personal want and needs. It's what's going to, the needs to balance both of you out. There's got to be some compromise here. Your partner might not be compromising, and you got to vocally express that. Okay, so I just pulled 3 more cards. We got the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. So it's saying that, yeah, you're going to really have to work on this. okay, to balance the situation out, because it's starting to drain you in some manner. Something's starting to drain you. So we got to balance the scales out, is what it's saying. You're going to have to figure out how that applies to you guys. Prioritizing, being creative, and scheduling is coming through here. Time management. Those are like the three key things that seem to be coming through in the reading. Those three things are going to somehow help you bring balance by the end of the month. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao for now.